we have already covered the character function and the date function. So today we'll go to the numeric function. So for the first numeric function, we'll go about is absolute. So what this function does is, for example, you have a negative number and you want an absolute value for this. For example, you have a column called profit, and in that you will have a negative profit as well. But for some reason you want only the absolute value. So all you need to do is select then ABS, and then you can give the column header or you can give the number itself. So the value it will return, it would be the positive value.
Okay.
Then we have a cos, so it will return the arc cosine of the number. So these are all trigonometric functions. I don't know that use case exactly for them. So basically, what arc cosine is, if you enter a value between minus 1 to 1, it will give you the arc cosine for it. And if you enter out of that range, it will return you the null.
Okay.
Similarly, we have arc a sine and a tan. So it will return the sine value and it will return the tan value. And then a tan 2, it's similar to the a tan. But the syntax is return. It will return the arc of the two numbers. Basically. Instead of a tan, you will get only the arc of one number. In this, you will get the two numbers. So it's like this. I'm not sure what is where we are going to use it. Trigonometric function.
Swap. What is it doing? Arc of two number. What do you mean by that?
Basically, I'm not sure exactly what it does. What arc of tangent means. So basically,
So trigonometric functions we can skip for now. Okay. I think. Akhil, I think we will need these when we do some visualizations that will be like focused on, using trigonometry to be able to plot some of these. Okay, and I have seen this being used in that situation. Go ahead.
In Tableau, we make Arbit chart, Sankey funnel. We use these trigonometric functions.
Okay.
Yeah. So then we have an average function. So it's a simple function. For here, I need an average price of my table. So we have a product table, and from that we need an average price. So all we need to do is we just need to put average in the column C, and we are renaming it as an average price. So the value would be the average price of that column. So it's 28.86. Then we have a ceil function and ceiling function. These both functions are same, ceil and ceiling. So what they do is they will return you the next smallest integer value. So for example, here we have 25.75. So it will return the value is 26. Same is a ceiling function with the same syntax. So you can use ceil or ceiling. Then we have again a cos function and a cot function. And these both are trigonometric functions. Then we have a count. So just like we have used average, we can use the count as well. So I want to know how many products we have. So we just can do a count of particular of that column, and it will give the total number of rows. Then we have a degree function. So the degree, basically, this what it does is it converts the radian value to the degree value. So if you have a radian value, you want that in degree, you just need to put select a degree and the radian value. It will convert it to a degree. Then we have a division function. So it's a normal integer division. So what? So it will just give you. It will divide, give you the integer value. So here it will give 2, but if I divide it by, let's say 3, so it will give you 3, but it will not give you the remainder. For remainder we have a different function. Then we have an exponential function. So it just if you want a power of particular, basically it will give you the exponential and the power. So for example, if I want exponential with power 2, it will give me the value of it. Then we have a floor function. So like ceiling, the floor will give me the largest value which is less than or equal to this number. So in this case, in ceiling function we got the value as 26. In floor function we'll get the value as 25. Then we have a greatest function. So if you have a set of values and you want to find the greatest number in that list, so you just need to give a select greatest, and it will fetch you the greatest number in that list. Then similarly we have a least function. So so in the greatest we found the greatest number. In the least it will give you the smallest number out of the list. Then we have log function. So it's a natural log. So here it will give you the natural log of 2. So similarly it will 1. So if you want a log value, then you just need to put ln, select ln and the number. Then we have a log. So it will give you the log value. So if you write select log 2, it will give you the natural log. But if you want a log of a particular base, so like I want natural log of algorithm 4 with base 2, so I will just write log of 2 with the power of 4. Then we have a log base 10. So it will give you the log base 10 and with the number for which you want to find the log. Similarly, we have a log function. It will give you the base log 2. Then we have a max function. So if you have a list, so here we have a product file in which I need to find what is the largest price on the list. So I just need to use select max, and it will give you the largest price in that column. So currently it's 260. So similarly in your table, it will give you the largest value of any column.
What's the difference between greatest and max? I thought when I saw greatest, max won't be there.
The greatest, you have to specify the list.
Okay.
And in the max column, you just give the column. So in greatest, you need to give the arguments like this.
Oh, so you cannot give a specific set or anything like that, is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It works on argument, and max work on the log. So basically, if you give the complete, it will work on the complete table. So max and expression.
Okay, got it. So see, often we would need to give a subset of the values, right? And then we have to pass it on. Often we don't take the entire field, right? So in that case, how would we go about it?
For example, you have a clause that you don't need a complete table, but you have a set of specific conditions. You can just put the where clause. Only those records that justify that where clause would be checked, and then it will return the max price.
Correct. So in that case, is there a difference between max and greatest, or is it the same?
See, for greatest, basically you can't give the column name. So you will have to give the specific list. So for example, you have to specifically give the numbers and all. That I have 5 set of number or 10 set of number. You have to give their values, and then it will find the greatest number. And
Alright,
but
alright.
if you are working with a table, you can use max. So it will read the table and it will give the value.
Okay.
Swap, what if we give number in max? Will it be working or is it through any error?
You are saying that you have to give the expression. You can't give the argument. So if you give like 25, 33, 45, it will give you the error.
So as as per my experience, so I've used both these functions, max and greatest, in SQL queries. So where I used each of them is, let's say if there is a single column and I want to get the maximum or minimum, I'll use max and min keywords. But if I have to compare between multiple columns, column A, column B, column C, and I want to get the maximum value of these three columns as a new column at each row, then I'll use the greatest.
Okay.
Greatest or least. So that will give you the greatest or least across columns. Max and min will give you a greatest or least, maximum and minimum in a single column that you specify.
Great. Understood. So the second case that you were saying, Jagadish, will max work in that case, or will it not work?
Second case, what?
The greatest bit across columns.
Across columns, max will not work. Across columns, max will not work. Across columns, you have to use greatest and least, only those two.
Okay.
For max, you can just give only one expression. If you see the syntax, max and the expression. So in the expression, you can give only the one column. But if you go for greatest, you can give the multiple arguments with the comma separation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Similarly, we have a min function, so it will give you the minimum of that particular column. Then we have a mod function. So that in division, we were not getting the remainder, but in mod function, it will give you the remainder of particular calculation. So here, it will give us the value as 2.
Okay.
Then we have a pi function, so it just gives you the value of pi. So if you need a mathematical calculation and you want to use the value of a pi in that calculation, so you can use this function and it will give you the value.